on Cobble and Trey, and it's just going to be so difficult. Epsilon right now, I think they need to take one of these, and then going on to Mirage is when I think they'll have the best chance. But yeah, Epsilon, I don't know. I haven't been so impressed with them since Cosmian left the lineup and they brought in Jenko. They just haven't been doing quite as well. They've still showed some moments of greatness, but they haven't really been able to close out the games. They haven't been looking as solid as they were before.
Yeah, and to be honest, the weird thing is that Jenko has been playing pretty well. It's been the fact that some of the other players have been struggling. So normally you'd expect the new player to struggle when fitting in. I guess it's slightly different with Jenko because he was always the backup for the team. He was already standing in a fair amount. But at the same time, they are still lacking that firepower. And that's something that without Cosmine, they've certainly been struggling with. And then you go ahead and look at the Sprout side. They've got plenty of players that, can do the damage. We've talked about NATO. We always talk about NATO. But, there's certainly a lot of players just in general on the Sprout team. You do oftentimes see multiple players there stepping up. And I don't know if that's something Epsilon can have.
Yeah, Innocent is another player as well. When he steps it up, Sprout can be almost unstoppable because he's just such a solid player. He does a great job just getting those entries, and he just shows up in every single round when he's on point. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in this game. Right now we are just live into the knife round. So on Train, knife round is quite important. Of course, both sides probably want to start off in the defense. It is a map that is slightly CT sided. Let's see which way this is going to go.
Yeah, and just a quick prediction from me before the game goes live, just so that everyone knows I'm not biased to the UKCS. I'm gonna predict Sprout to take this 2-0. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, I mean, especially I think, to be fair to Sprout, I've got to give them credit for the fact that they didn't pick Cobble, because oftentimes, most of the time, they would have just picked Cobble, I think. But clearly, they were aware that Epsilon pretty much only have Cobblestone as a pick. That's the main map they feel confident on. That's the map they beat Na'Vi on. Well, they beat them on 2 maps. In that series, they won. And even in this new lineup, they are sticking with the Cobbles. So, yeah, that's really good for Sprout. And here we go. Heading underway for Train. Sprout should be feeling pretty confident. It is their map pick, but they do have to start on the T side.
Yeah, Crystal with a smoke and a flash. So let's see where he decides to take this one right now. Just grouping up and making their way in through the B halls. And go towards B right now. It's only Jenko on this side of the map, and he's playing this extremely passive. They're playing a retake setup. Well, to their presence over towards A instead. And at least for now, Sprout, they continue to just group up over towards B. So this could work out. That smoke gone down the ramp will just cut off any sort of vision for Jenko. And a nice flash as well could force him back off the angle. So let's see how that works. Smoke goes in. It's actually a deep one towards Connector. So Jenko still has a bit of an opportunity to try and get a couple kills off the top of this Train, but he won't have the opportunity. He gets flashed back off, as I mentioned. And now Sprout have control of the bomb site. The bomb should at least be planted. And they look to try and push forward to get themselves into some solid after plants. And it's working out well so far. Crystal takes one. Dennis is able to shut down Surreal as well. Smooya doing his best to return it, but still Sprout with a man advantage.
Smooya did get tagged up by his teammate there, but he is going to get the first kill on towards NATO. Actually, his second kill on the round. He's already got that kit recovered, and T-Sac coming in from the flank cannot connect. That could have been a free frag, but Crystal instead picks one out. And now T-Sac is going to have to push the site. He doesn't have the kit. He's making steps. And Crystal switches to the burst for the final kill. Beautifully done as Sprout take that initial pistol round. And that's always the danger of playing B that passively. Not only was Jenko holding really far back from on top of that Train towards the back of the site, but he was also just playing for information. He was just playing on the ladder, going up and down. And then when he eventually tried to take the fight, Sprout knew where he was. So they took him down, and that gave them a lot of room to work with on that B site.
Yeah, ideally when playing that retake setup, you want to try and find one quick kill, but he wasn't really given the opportunity to do so. So, yeah, just well played by Sprout. They used the flash well. They flashed him back off of that position. If they hadn't, he maybe would have been able to try and stand on top of the Train to just spam away, but in the end, Sprout, they get themselves that round, and they played this one quite safely as well. 3 rifles, 2 SMGs. The main thing is they don't have too much utility, but they've just walked straight out onto the B-bomb site. Nice shot by Surreal, at least. Still, it's going to be a difficult one. There's a second. Okay, if he gets the turret, it could be really awkward, but Spitty just about hangs on for life. And now it's a 3-on-3 retake. Actually doable by Epsilon. The problem is they don't have too much time to work with without the defuse kit. And Innocent that line right with the AK just tapping away. Great shot on the Smooya. And then Jack is the last man standing.
Ooh, there's the first kill coming in. There is an AK dropped, but it's all the way up towards that blue Train, and Innocent is already making sure that cannot be recovered. So T-Sac can only pick up the Scout, and he will look to save that alongside the Deeg. Certainly could have gone differently, though. If Surreal got that third frag, then that could have gone very differently. So Epsilon take it close, and they at least do some damage. One AK being lost for Sprout, but two of the players that died off only had Mac 10, so not a massive issue. And Sprout now can just invest whatever little they wanted this round. I mean, yeah, I was going to say that the players that didn't save can probably just buy up pistols and still be fine, because Smooya and T-Sack have the only real weapons alongside Surreal with a D. And Robin has a cheeky Zeus, and ooh, he could be in position here. The Zeus comes out, but not quite close enough. Doesn't connect on towards that taser, and Dennis gets the opening kill because of that.
Surreal gets that one kill long range with the dig, so down to a 4-on-4 weapon. Not really retrievable though, sadly, and as we can see, Sprout already just making their way onto this B bomb site. Third round in a row, and this time, as always, it's just going to be completely open for the taking. The rifles once again win out every single fight. Good work by Innocent, and I think now Jack and Surreal probably don't have too much to do. Jack may just want to save that Kevlar, to be honest. And you can see, yeah, he's already beginning to back off over towards Ivy. Surreal only has a dig, so he could have looked to try and maybe get himself a weapon. Doesn't really work out. Instant gets himself up to a third in this round. There you have it. Sprout get themselves a 3-0 start. And Jack should be able to save this Kevlar.
Surprisingly enough, Smooya I don't think has saved enough to get an AWP here. I mean, it would be close. Maybe he could get one glass cannon. But I think he invested a bit into this round as well, because he had that dig dropped over to him.
I think Jack could buy one perfectly because he saved this Kevlar. Yeah, 47.50. So if he wanted, he could drop it up. He just wouldn't have any utility.
Yeah, Smooya could just buy one for himself as well. So likely to see an AWP come out, and it is. Okay, Smooya just invests all his money in towards it. See what Shaq buys up. Yeah, he just goes for the M4, so he will get full nades. No defuse kit, though. That's a little bit of a worry. I mean, Shaq has $350 left, so I would have just skimped on one of the flashes to get the kit out. But either way, full nades for him. The rest of his team struggling a little bit. And we are going to see that AWP of Smooya currently over towards A. Sprout, though, have 3 players over towards Ivy, so we could see a quicker push come in. They don't have too much presence towards B, but currently there's a smoke up, so they will be slowed by that.
Nice angle by Smooya, but good work to use that Molotov to make sure that he's not going to be able to hold that angle anymore. And he will be forced back off at the moment. So Sprout just focusing on trying to get this Ivy control. They have 3 players being sent into this position. Right now, Smooya and Shaq in position to try and hold this down. As I say, that Shaq gets a little bit more passive. Smooya on the right side, a flash goes in, and they run straight through the Molotov. And let's see if this one's going to work out. He just keeps falling back into new angles, and slowly Dennis is just clearing them out. There you go. He gets the pre-fire. Smooya falls. The A-bomb site is under attack. Robin gets one, gets the second as well with his FAMAS. And ooh, the hat trick comes in. Takes down Dennis and somehow manages to stay alive without really taking too much damage. And there you go, Jenko, he's allowed to pounce. Speedy falls. Now they have Suffix is actually the last man standing, so somehow this round has gone back in favour of Epsilon. And they are now in towards the hell position with the up. 30 seconds to try and win this out. Oh, he finds the first kill anyway onto Robin. Position is now known. And he doesn't really know where both of these opposing players are, that's the problem. Tries it out for the rifle though. Has to try and retrieve this bomb quite soon as well. It's down on the bomb site. And let's see now, NATO pushing forward. Without the first player, without that fight. And now it's only Surreal to take down, who's actually on 45 points of HP, but he's running towards B. Does he have the time is the question. He should just about, I believe. Oh, this is going to be close. No, he runs too far.
I think he's got it.
No. Oh, he does, just about. Okay. He somehow got that. Oh, when he wins it. Okay.
Wow.
That was...
very scary still.
Yeah, that was very scary.
That gives me flashbacks to there was, I think it was a year ago now, but there was, I remember one time it was 15-14, NATO was in a 1v1, and he like tried to run to a different position on the site and just didn't have time to plant when it was 15-14, and it went to overtime because of that. That was awkward, but I guess NATO, this time, very confident that he had the time for the plant, and yeah, got to give him credit, winning a 1v3 there, very well played by him. He also did a really good job at just turning it into all those 1v1 fights there, which was really going to be hard to do, but Epsilon weren't ready to trade, and NATO steps up even with the rifle. That means Epsilon again on the back foot, only having pistols into this round. They do have a couple of players towards B, but Jenko has already gone down, and the player in connector can't really do too much. So Epsilon forced to fall back, forced to try and rotate. You can see Sprout will walk onto the B site without taking any damage.
Yeah, another easy round coming from Sprout this time. Nice shot by Surreal. That's a weapon they can retrieve, at least an AK being dropped out of hands of Innocent, but it won't really be too big of a deal right now. Epsilon buying into this next round either way. Sprout right now taking themselves a nice 5-0 lead, so a great start on the T side of Train.
Yeah, don't really need this push from Dennis, and he does lose his AK. Spiddy is going to find the first trade, and he will continue to push. Does more damage. Spiddy finds a third on the round, but Surreal sneaks away, and he will live with the AK, so that should be saved into the next round. At least something as a bonus into this one. The rest of the team, of course, will buy up. Still just going to be the single AWP for Smooya. However, considering NATO Safix won that previous clutch, if he's going to continue with that sort of form, then it might be up to Smooya with his AWP to try and shut NATO down. We kind of saw the analysts discuss that AWP duel previously, especially on Train. That could be quite important in this matchup.
Yeah, certainly will, but we see right now at least Epsilon holding a bit more of an aggressive position. Robin, he likes playing up towards the C box, it seems. And it's a little bit awkward because his teammates are actually quite passive. They're not in the best positions to help him, and it looks like Sprout do want to come out towards A. They're pushing up towards the sandwich smoke. A flash is going to go through, and it works out perfectly. Dennis gets himself that opening kill. So once again, man advantage in favour of Sprout. They try to back by Surreal eventually, but still the majority of kills going in favour of the German side. As now it's down to Chak and Jenko to try and win out this 2-on-3, and it's not going to happen. Innocent through the smoke finds himself a quick headshot. NATO Safix with the up shuts down Chak. There you go, 6-0 now in favour of Sprout. Epsilon, that gun round just doesn't work at all.
And even though they're on the weaker side, they're having a great run of things so far. I think Surreal has been able to buy this AWP because he saved that AWP previously, so he had a lot of money left behind. He manages to get this AWP into the next round, but already, NATO has already found the first pick. Smooya goes down over towards A. In the meantime, the AWP of Surreal is currently holding in towards B ramp, which is a little bit of a surprise. And there goes Robin finding a frag. The body drops, but I don't think the rifle did. That's not exactly what you want. Either way, Robin is going to be able to reposition. In the meantime, Dennis with the second AWP gets a kill. Surreal on the rotate does find the trade. So it's back to a 3v3. Not awful for Epsilon, but Sprout should still be in control of this round.
Depends where they bring it, because right now Surreal over on the Train. Yeah, finds that opening kill on the Crystal. Oh, scoped up on A main, spots out the player jumping across. That was, I believe, NATO Safix, and oh, he gets it on the second chance. So Surreal steps it up massively in this round, has 3 kills so far. And it's all on to Spiddy to try and glitch out a 1-on-3 now, and it looks like he still wants to go towards A. Surreal just being given opportunity upon opportunity. No pun intended, but let's see if it's going to work out now. Spiddy gets the bit of damage, but he doesn't actually find that kill, and as he pulls out the Molotov, Chak will go for the peak. And Epsilon, they get themselves their first round with what was mostly a full eco other than having that one off to work with.
Oh, I was going to say, I want to see Surreal buy up that AWP again, but he's dropped it over to Smooya. Then he could have afforded that second AWP, but he decided not to go for it. That's pretty surprising after he got 3 kills in that previous round, and AWP is... Well, yeah, the AWP on Train is certainly very viable to have 2 of them, but he decides he's not going to take that risk. We are going to see Sprout now lean over towards B. Jenko was holding. He was peeking in towards A ramp, though, so he spotted them out, but the push has already come in. Rotate comes through, but Sprout already towards the site. Spiddy going to push forwards, lines them up as he gets 2 entries towards B. The rotate now looks a little desperate, but Robin gets a kill back. In the meantime, though, Dennis still lurking, gets a free frag from behind, and it's all up to Robin and Smooya now.
Yeah, this will be a bad round for Epsilon to lose after just taking 1 single. And right now, Robin, he's a weird Crystal down at the oil train. He finds himself that kill, and a smoke being down actually does cut off the vision for NATO, so he wasn't able to actually find that trade kill. So winnable situation still. Smooya has the defuse kit. They don't really have too much utility to work with, and Dennis actually coming from behind that. The connector finds one. Smee is down, and now Robin in a 1-on-2. This should be basically impossible, and he just gets caught standing in the open. So Dennis closes that one out. Sprout, they instantly return it, get themselves a 7-1 lead. And Epsilon now, what do they go for? Because they have 2 players who could buy. The rest of them can't really get full investment. Smee actually drops an M4 in order to get the off back. And yeah, I think they're fully invested into this one. So it shouldn't be a terrible buy, but it's not great after that reset.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Smooya now feels somewhat pressured to go for an aggressive play. I don't think he necessarily needs to, especially when you can just hold back with the AWPs on train, but let's see what he decides to do. He is currently just holding back over towards Ivy, so no aggression coming out from the CT's side. But Epsilon's certainly struggling. There we go. Smooya finally steps up. He'd been quiet up until this point, but he sidelines NATO. That's the opponent's AWP dropped as well. So that could be fairly irrelevant. Crystal is going to recover the AWP and fall back. And in the meantime, again, Sprout leaning over towards B, where Jenko is playing rather passively. So the bomb plant looks like it should go down fairly easily here. Ooh. That's the bomb. Oh, that's the bomb as well. I didn't realize Crystal had the bomb, so Robin drops that one out. Dennis going to get 1 kill back. There's a second.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Dennis gets all 3. It's still back to a 2v2, though, and Epsilon still have control of the bomb.
Yeah, Dennis, nice try there, but as you said, the bomb's still under the control of Epsilon. 45 seconds now remaining. And a pretty good setup, because Surreal watching the lower ramp. Robin, he holds the long range angle with the AWP, and Spitty, it looks like he's just going to be directly into this one. Flash goes in, which allows him to actually cross over to the other side. And now they know Surreal is stuck on the ramp. Dennis just spamming away, but it doesn't matter. He just wings around and finds himself that kill. So now Dennis is the last man standing, very low HP. Has to try and get himself the ace clutch, and it's not going to happen. So Robin with 3 in that round. And Surreal and Smooya take 1 each. So a good one by Epsilon once again. They do it with a not perfect buy. But let's see if they can actually chain some rounds together now, which should be quite possible. This time, Sprout, they don't really have the economy to invest into this.
A chance for Epsilon to at least build up some money, because as it stands, they have, well, everyone has under $1,000 behind in this round. They only have the 1 UMP in the hands of Jenko, so I think that they assume Sprout would have had a slightly stronger economy than they do. And that's kind of forced them to buy up a fair few rifles here. That could also affect how they play this round. You've got Smooya peeking in towards upper B with the AWP, but now he decides to fall back. That's a risk. If he doesn't call for the rotation, he could easily get overwhelmed with that AWP towards B, especially in the position he's currently playing. So this feels a little bit dangerous for Epsilon. If Smooya were put under pressure, now he is going to fall back, so that gives him a better chance to just try and play for 1 frag and then allow his teammates to rotate. And Spitty has been spotted, but the shot is missed by Smooya. Now the question is, do Sprout still commit to this B play? Because you can see the rotation has already been called by Epsilon, at least somewhat. Surreal rotates over, and T-Sac gets the first kill.
Yeah, Smooya playing very close with this up, though. That could get dangerous. He's playing up towards the actual bomb train itself. He's playing behind Summit, I believe, but he does have assistance now. Robin's there. Smooya, he managed to spin around and take down Crystal. And it seems like NATO Safik shouldn't really be able to find anything out of this one. So Sprout, all they get is the bomb plant. That is decent enough. They get the extra $800 per player, of course, but they don't actually drop any weapons. So that's a good one for Epsilon. Now they managed to take it with 5 players alive. They build up a bit of bank. And now Sprout, as they get the buyback out, let's see if they're going to be able to take this one, or if we'll see Epsilon continuing to build up a CT half now, because it started off a bit awkward, but it's looking better now. And here we go, the buy does come back out now. Safik's on the up. Mostly a decent buy, other than Innocent being relegated down to a deagle, but they also have a lot of utility to work with, so it is a pretty good one overall. Oh, and Crystal swaps the AK out, I like that.
Interesting. I mean, Crystal has been kind of struggling somewhat recently. He's not been able to get that AWP as often, which is what he used to play with, because NATO joined the team. But yeah, it's still a little strange to see the AK just given over to Innocent, but... Oh, what? Jesus. I mean, you can get that wallbang with the AWP fairly often, but Robin finds the headshot over towards upper B. That is heartbreaking for Crystal. Well, the push comes down, pop dog. There goes Innocent as well, falling as he goes down the ladder. A little bit strange round from Sprout so far, to be honest. T-Sac is going to get the kill on towards Spitty. And there goes Dennis for the trade, but he gets his knife out, so Surreal easily takes him down. And NATO Safik stuck in the smoke, should go falling. There it is. Robin manages to take him out. I'm still just... That wallbang from Robin just...
Yeah. Is production able to get us a replay of that?
It's pretty hard to expect that to be coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, you never expect that to be coming in, so
Oh, there is.
Speedy with a Zeus again.
Yeah, that was just insane.
I didn't have it open, damn it.
Without the X-ray, he was just shooting at a wall, and it was just, yeah.
Should be another easy round though by Epsilon. Mostly pistols. Zeus for Speedy, which is interesting since it looks like they're going to go towards the A bomb site. There's not really many close range positions he can use this in, so let's see how it works out. Robin just going to go ahead and make his way up towards Heaven in a position where he can take all these long range duels, and right now he's just taking some of the distraction away, I guess is the best way to put it. He gets himself one. Jack in the back lines as well. Ooh, spamming away under the train actually does a bit of damage, but not too substantial. And the round will go in favour of Epsilon unless Innocent can pull off a 1-on-5. And there you have it. Not going to happen. Jenko shuts it down, and Epsilon keep 5 players alive once again. So this is perfect for them to start building up economy. You can see now if you look at the scoreboard, they actually have a player above 10,000. The lowest they have is 4650 on the Jack, which is now being put down a little bit further after reinvesting in the utility. But yeah, pretty decent economy built up for Epsilon right now.
Yeah, and considering we're into round 13, they should be in good shape to buy for the rest of the half. Unless, well, no, even if they lose this round, they'll be fine, yeah, because we're so late on at this point. So it's really Sprout that are the ones that will have to sort of think about their money. We are going to get to see the full buy come in for this round, though, so that's what they will be focused on. They do have the full nades as well as the full rifles, and the smokes are already coming in towards A. Surreal's in quite a powerful position, though, in towards Heaven, and Smooya also gets boosted up, but he falls off the box, so no chance for him to get the opening kill. And that means the bomb is going to go down as, oh, Dennis gets a Molotov kill on towards Surreal. I think that was in towards Heaven, but either way, he's already gone down. And that means that Sprout now get a 2-man lead because Spiddy finds a frag elsewhere. Here comes Robin, trying to find a way back. Jenko gets the first, and Robin is going to get taken down in a matter of seconds. All of Epsilon go falling, and Sprout, after losing a couple of rounds in a row, get their 8th on the board.
Yeah, good one. As you said, though, still plenty of economy for Epsilon to buy, so they're able to reinvest into this one. Sprout, though, they win out the half on this D side, which is good. They get themselves at least 8. Maybe with the start they had, they probably would have wanted more, but either way, it is going to be a pretty good D side, and they have the opportunity to try and increase this even further. So let's see if it's going to happen, or if Epsilon can go ahead and get themselves this one once again. And what you wanted to see now is happening. Surreal gets out that secondary AWP. And let's see what he's going to be able to get done with this one. As right now, Sprout seems to be just going for a very passive round, just hanging back, waiting to see if anyone decides to get aggressive from Epsilon. Oh, that nade doesn't really do any damage.
Huh. Thought it would have at least done a decent amount, but never mind. Who knows with nades in CSGO? Who knows? They have a mind of their own sometimes. We have got 2 players committed towards B at the start of this round for Epsilon, which isn't something we've seen too often. That could leave A a little more vulnerable, especially as Robin is now isolated. He's down low on health. Manages to fall back for the time being, but on 13 HP, he could be in trouble, but he manages to fall back. In the meantime, though, oh, Surreal takes Dennis's head off. Crystal is going to get the trade, and it looks like the push might come in towards A, but T-Sac in position for the first frag. No chances for the trades just yet, but Crystal manages to take down Surreal. We're back to a 3v2 now, as Sprout continue to enter onto this A site.
Yeah, another good start into this one. Ooh, the aggressive push in through Ivy for Smooya, but it doesn't work out. So Jenko in a 1-on-3. And he's only able to find 1 before he falls. So another round goes in favour of Sprout to get themselves up to 9. And Epsilon now, they are scraping the bank to get this buyout, but they do have enough to get basically everything they will want. Except for that double up setup. If they want to bring that in, it wouldn't be able to go into the hands of Surreal unless it was dropped over. And you can see they seem happy enough with just the rifle. So 1 off for Smooya. Plenty of utility to back this one up. And I think I need to see them getting themselves to the 6th round, because Sprout, if they make their way to double digits on the T side, I think they're going to be looking way too good, and it's going to be a difficult road ahead for Epsilon. So crucial round right now, and Sprout seems like they're just grouping up over towards B, going to try and change up this round. And if they go straight towards B once again, similar to previously in this half, Jenko is the only player on this side of the map, and he's playing so very, very passively.
Yeah, I'm also somewhat surprised that Jenko plays B because he has that silenced M4, so it's pretty difficult for him to get multiple frags if plenty of players push towards him. We do see the rotate being called for, though. Surreal will be here to assist him, and he is here just in time because Sprout now look to be lining up the push. And Robin is also getting somewhat aggressive over towards Pop Dog, so there's the chance for him to quickly flank, but that won't come through. The push comes in. Genko, does get the double spray down on the trade, and the incendiary slows Sprout down. That allows the rotate to come in. The spray through the smoke from Dennis finally gets Genko gone out of the round. And NATO going aggressive could look to make the difference as he picks Smooya out of the air. Robin is also pushing though, so it's all up to NATO now. He is back in towards upper, but he doesn't really have a Molotov, doesn't really have too many nades to work with, and with the AWP here, this is still very difficult.
Yeah, Robin has the defuse kit as well, so he probably will be able to just try and stick this when he taps it. NATO Safix goes for the peak, and now they know he's an upper, so you can see Chak should be able to just give cover. And there you have it. The round is going to go in favor of Epsilon, so they get themselves up to 6 at least. It's a pretty decent comeback considering at one point I believe they were on 7-1. So yeah, a good effort to bring this back into a respectable CT side, and definitely gives them a good opportunity. If they pick up this pistol now, they'll likely be able to bring the scoreline back to an equal position at 9-9.
Now, with this particular lineup, we have seen Epsilon only play Train 4 times, including with Genko, and they've done pretty well on their T side when they have played, for the most part, but a lot of that is from just one map they won against Tricked, where they took an 11-4 T side, and I think Sprout will be putting up a bit of a better fight than that, so going to be pretty difficult for Epsilon here, but they have proven that they are capable on the T side in the past, so this might not be over just yet. And taking a look at the scoreboard, we kind of highlighted we thought that AWP battle would be really important, but you can see both Smooya and NATO Safix at bottom of their respective teams' scoreboards so far. I mean, to be fair to Sprout, it's much more of a team effort, so that's not a massive issue. You can see 4 players all on the same frags. But Smooya there certainly was struggling towards the start of that map. It's not like he didn't get that AWP either. He was getting that AWP consistently and just not performing as we might expect.
Yeah, it's kind of been, in general, the ops have kind of been lacking. NATO Safix, of course, had that nice clutch, but even then, he's towards the bottom of the scoreboard right now. Dennis is putting in the main effort, and on the Sprout side, in general, it actually is quite a team effort. You see 15 for Dennis, and all the other 4 players actually have 9 kills, so they're all doing their job, I guess. But over on the Epsilon side, as you mentioned, Smooya, he hasn't really been having a great performance, and he's normally the player you'd look at to be up there towards the top of the scoreboard for Epsilon. It was usually alongside players such as Cosmian, but with him being removed now, you see other players beginning to step it up. Robin in this game having a good performance, and Genko having his moments too. So let's see now what way Epsilon approach this pistol. Robin with the utility, just going over towards B to try and sell some presents, it seems. The flash goes down, and actually Sprout are getting very aggressive on this side of the map, and they should be able to spot out currently that there is no one in this position, and I think they're going to try and get aggressive on this one.
Ooh, this could get interesting. Robin currently has his back turned. He now watches back in towards ramp. Robin, though, has his nades out. Ooh, just about gets the pistol out, but Dennis is already there. That's going to prompt the push over towards Ivy, but the smoke comes in. Surreal gets the kill through the smoke, so the Glocks could be able to push forwards. There's still a player in towards Heaven, though, and Smooya's not going to spot him out, but he does get the first kill. Spitty surely should get the trade, but he whiffs the shots. Now Spitty is compromised in towards Heaven, and that means it's just a 3-on-3. The bomb is pushing Surreal stuck in towards under Heaven. He goes down, and Smooya is going to have to get a 4K to clutch this.
Nice movement. Gets himself up on top of the E-box to try and get some vision, but it's not going to work out now. Safix tapping away. They know he's on the bomb site. Both players just sticking together. Smooya right now trying to force the one-on-ones, but it's going to be difficult. Has a lot of time to work with. Well, when I say a lot, it's 35 seconds. Oh, and he actually gets one more on the NATO, but Dennis trades it luckily enough. So 3K for Dennis into that round. He goes ahead and solidifies himself towards the top of the scoreboard for Sprout with 18 kills currently. So he's been having a great game, and just in general throughout this entire tournament so far, he's been having a pretty great performance.
Ooh, this is a slightly risky buy from Sprout. Yeah, not a single rifle, unless you count the scout in the hands of NATO Safix. Against the pistols, I would not feel comfortable with this buy, and the CZs already get the first damage, but good flash to allow Innocent to open up over towards Ivy. Jenko's going to look for the trade. The player is stuck up close, and ooh, Genko gets the first frag through. So just a 1-for-1 trade over towards Ivy early on. And the SMG is going to be able to play up close in towards ramp, but the CZs could very well overwhelm Spitty if he's not careful. That being said, Epsilon not looking to group up towards B just yet. They will slow things down.
Nice work by Speedy, though. Gets aggressive on the ramp just as the smoke begins to fade. He's able to find Robin.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that on stream.
No. We're probably not. Let's see, though. Right now, Epsilon getting aggressive out towards A. Dennis with the MP7 taps away at long range, and it looks like this strange buy is going to work out for Sprout. And Robin's not happy about that one.
There's
Idiot 1, Robin 0.
some good back and forth here between Robin and Spiddy. Oh boy. Either way, it should just be 5 Glocks. There we go. Oh, nice. Smee gets 1 PT.
Smee a chance to BM as well, then.
Oh, yeah. This is some good fun. Either way, Crystal going to get the first kill. Should be pretty standard here for Sprouts, especially with the SMGs. They'll look to get extra cash in the bank. Then it's going to be tapping away. There's NATO, though, with just the Deeg. Switching to the Scout. Does get the kill through. Pretty standard stuff, to be honest. No kills come in for Epsilon, and it's all up to this buy now.
Yeah, going to be a crucial one for Epsilon to pick up if they lose this. Sprout should begin to run away with it. And then, ooh, double up setup coming out. Dennis is actually going to take the secondary one. We've seen this at points as well. Crystal, sometimes he picks up the secondary off, but at points it also has been Dennis. And I guess right now Dennis is feeling it in general. 21 kills. So, yeah, they throw that over to him. NATO Sapix with his, of course, as well. And let's see what way they approach this round, because it looks like they may want to try and get aggressive. And they're going to have a lot of players right now on the other end of Ivy. Great opening kill for NATO, though, as he jumps up and spots out a second. And let's see if they decide to hang around, because if they try to fall back, it could get a bit awkward. 2 players still waiting on the other side of that Ivy position. Surreal just spamming away right now with the AWP. So he's retrieved that off the body of Smee. He's had some good rounds. Robin with a great find onto Crystal, who just wasn't expecting that player to jump down with the flash. So there you have it, a 4-on-4. HP slightly in favour of Epsilon. So this is a favourable position right now for the UK side.
The AWP's been given over to Innocent because he was low on health, and it's NATO who's now over to the M4. So a very unorthodox sort of position in terms of the AWP's in play for Sprout. You see, though, NATO pushing aggressively in towards A main. If he were to push further, he could spot towards the bomb, but he's decided not to. Surreal will make some noise, but I don't think NATO wants to go aggressive. He's heard a little bit of information for his team. Now he will just fall back. With 42 seconds left, Epsilon slowly but surely grouping up. And it will be Spiddy over towards B that will be tested. Maybe this is Robin wanting his revenge because he's looking to lead the charge towards this B site. Let's see if he can get this entry because Sprout now actually have a rotate in. Dennis is also towards B with that AWP.
Yeah, spotting towards upper, but it seems like most of the presence is going to come down the lower ramp. Indeed, all the players do seem to be doing so, but Dennis, he has the cross, he gets himself 1. Spiddy's still alive on the bomb site as well, but he's not really needed quite yet. Dennis is getting all the work, and there you go. 2 players now remain for Epsilon, Jenko and Surreal, and Dennis just hits the flick as well, so Surreal on a 1-on-4, and it's not going to happen. There you have it, Dennis with 4 kills on the hold.
Good thing he rotated. Gets them all.
Yeah, Innocent drops the up back over to NATO Sapix as well, as you would expect, so double ups back into the expected hands. Let's see now, Epsilon, they go for just pistols and a couple players with Kevlar. A bit of utility as well right now. If they can get a bomb plant, at least they get themselves some extra utility to work with in the following round. And maybe slightly better weaponry, so let's see how this one works out. Approaching over towards B once again, it seems. So Robin looking to try and go against Spiddy again and see if this time he'll be able to come out on top. So far, it hasn't really worked. And let's see.
Yeah, with the CZ, shouldn't really be finding the frag here, considering how far back Spiddy is playing. Dennis is also in towards Connector, so if these flashes are on point, the bomb could pretty easily get towards the site. The smoke from Surreal used over towards upper, surprisingly, so that will allow the push to come through there, but Dennis has already found the first frag. Ooh, quick trade from Jenko. He shuts down Spiddy. Bomb should now be planted shortly. That will go down. Sprout will look to line up this retake. Dennis again with the AWP looking on point. Finally gets shut down. But it's Robin and Smooya, the 2 players left alive, and they still just have pistols. Could be a rifle here for Robin, but Crystal shuts him down. And Smooya will also go falling. So good effort from Epsilon, but at this point, that's just not enough. They need round wins. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't get the post plant their way. So Sprout, 14-6 now, looking like they almost certainly have this in the bag.
Yeah, looking almost unstoppable right now on the CT side. Epsilon, they get the buyback out, but this could potentially be their last full buy. If they lose this round, then Sprout are going to run away with this one because it's just looking so one-sided right now, 14-6. Epsilon, they've begun to redeem themselves on that CT side. It was a little bit late, so maybe we can see the same happening now over on this T side, but very little room for errors to work with, which is the main problem. So let's see if they can pull it off. And once again, they're just grouping up over towards B. It seems like this is the position of the map that they want to attack, they want to put the pressure on. And yeah, so far they just haven't had success. But now they have the full buy. Spitty, he actually does get taken down by Smooya, who has the opportunity for a second. He won't quite be able to connect it. Still, Epsilon with a man advantage now, get themselves towards this bomb site, but the spray by Innocent is perfect. Surreal and Jenko fall. And UKCS is now being just picked apart slowly as the man advantage goes back in favour of Sprout once again.
Oh, and Robin overextends. He's also going to fall. Smooya is the one remaining UK player left alive in the round. Let's see if he can save UKCS.
No.
I mean, in the past, people have tried to claim he's the savior. T-Sac's going to get one kill, but there we go. Smooya, clearly not the savior. He's already dead. T-Sac does have the molly. There is a smoke, though, on the CT side. Molly goes towards the bomb. The defuse still happening. Dennis, oh, it's so close. He doesn't get the defuse through. This is actually the round for Epsilon. That was so incredibly close. But the player that was defusing had the smoke, so he couldn't drop it.
Yeah, awkward indeed. Well, he could have dropped the smoke while defusing.
Can you?
Can't you? I don't know.
You can drop a flash. I've never tried a smoke. I don't know why. You probably can.
I don't know. I'm not sure, actually.
Huh.
I can't remember.
Definitely
I have nearly 6,000 hours in this game, and I actually can't remember right
I mean,
now.
we're UK, so we're noobs. We don't.
You're
know
UK.
that kind of stuff.
How dare you?
Okay, sorry. I forgot.
It's because I sound slightly like you. What the hell?
You count as the UK. You're just
your
bad.
language. Oh, Dennis, nice opening. Oh, gets second. Okay, this man's on fire. Smooya gets one at least to return it, but if he's not able to find this second, that's still a good trade coming in for Sprout.
She comes down. T-Sac shoots at Crystal's leg to finish him off. Spitty's trying to find the trade, but won't be able to do so. Smooya, in the meantime, is pushing up Ivy with the AWP, and Dennis has just rotated off. We're going to see Smooya, though, potentially spot him in the back. Oh, he's just scoped in, but I don't think that would have been heard. Dennis does turn around, and there is the 30 bomb for Dennis. He has been on point throughout this map, and surprisingly enough, a lot of the time it's been with that AWP.
Yeah, this is looking like it should be map point now going in favour of Sprout on this first map. And let's see, Jack making his way over towards B. Has the bomb, has a smoke also to throw down that lower ramp to try and actually cut off the view of this op player, but let's see if it's going to happen. He doesn't even bother using it. Oh, okay. Now the 26 HP, but he gets an amazing one-tap on towards Neo Sapphix, so a bit of a winnable situation now. Problem is low HP, and two players defiant. There you go. Now he uses the smoke finally, uses that to try and push forward. And now he's on top of the bomb train, and let's see if that's going to work out. The Molotov goes towards default. Jack gets himself a second, and now it's only Spitty defiant. This has somehow gone back in favour of Epsilon, but Spitty, he denies it. There you have it. Sprout get themselves 15. Great attempt by Jack, though.
Yeah, good effort, but still not enough. It will be Spitty securing the round for Sprouts. And, I mean, Jack, he clutched the previous round in the 1-on-3, but this time not going to be able to do so. As we pointed out, though, I mean, Dennis with 30 kills, he's going to have the AWP again, and with good reason, because he has been on points. And unfortunately for Epsilon, into what could be the last round of this map, they have a fairly awful buy. Just the one rifle on towards T-Sac, and even that is a Galil. Oh, sorry, Shaq in with the Galil. Epsilon just having pistols on the rest of the players, and looks almost certain they're going to have to rely on Cobble. Flash comes down. Robin should be pushing in towards Pop. Could have the chance for the frag, but he blinds himself. The trade does come in, so that's an upgrade for Chak, but it's still just a 4-on-4.
Yeah, but with the firepower being heavily in favour of Sprout, I'd say this does still favour the CT side. So let's see how it goes. Great shot by Dennis. You said this man has been on point, and I think he keeps showing us that every single round. So Smooya falls. So do the hopes of Epsilon now, and actually being able to keep themselves alive in this map. It's looking like we may be heading over towards Cobblestone with Sprout having a 1-0 lead. And let's see, over towards the B-bomb site once again for Epsilon. They seem to love this side of the map, even though it's been a bit awkward for them. Been a bit of a love-hate relationship. The only round they got was that one where the Molotov actually burned alive the diffuser, so they haven't really had the most success, and they keep going at it. So they're determined at least. And let's see now. Surreal has an M4, one-way smoke, I believe, goes down, but a Molotov to delay the push a little bit further allows now for another player to rotate into position. And Innocent is also on the flank, so this is just not looking good right now. This is likely going to be the map over and done with. And there you go, Spiddy. He's able to chime in towards Jenko. And 25 seconds left now for a 2-on-4 to be clutched out. Real gets one at least, and the CZ tapping away, does a bit of damage, actually doesn't even do any damage, I don't believe. So there you have it, the round goes in favour of Sprout, as does this first map. And we will be coming back soon with Cobblestone up next, so don't go too far, but first, we do send it back to the studio.